Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Ukrainian massive drone attack on Russian territory tonight, this morning, on Sunday, the 1st of September 2024. The Ukrainians launched more than 150 drones attacking about 15 Russian oblasts, evidently in Russia. According to the Ukrainians, they set on fire 2 Russian oil refineries, but the Russians claim they destroyed almost all the incoming drones, or maybe all. I don't know, we're gonna find out. The Ukrainian drones also attacked Moscow region. It seems to me so far, if you've been following this garbage in Ukraine, that the firepower of NATO catches up with the Russian firepower. If you're familiar with this, you would realize that I think it was the 8th of October 2022 when Ukraine, NATO, tried to first time strike the Kerch Bridge, the Crimean Bridge. And if you remember, Medvedev, the former prime minister and president of the Russian Federation, said, if you touch that, we're going to unleash fire on you. And that's when the Russians first started massive missile and drone attacks. Missiles, mostly 80, 90, 100, 110 missiles attack on Kiev and other areas. That's when they started. The Ukrainians never sent 158 or 156, how many they said they launched so far, but it seems like they are catching up. And I don't know if this is the last spasm of a dying organism, but nevertheless, they have an incursion in Kursk, in Belgorod. The Russians are going down on, going down differently, on Donetsk Oblast. So I have about about 9 articles coming from BBC, coming from Reuters, coming from Agence France Presse, coming from Sputnik, coming from Ukrainska Pravda, coming from Ukrinform, coming from Russia Today, telling us details. The Russians, this is the second topic for this video, the Russians liberated 2 more villages or settlements in Donetsk People Republic, or not in Donetsk Oblast, let's be more. Yeah. If you look at from the Ukrainian side is Donetsk Oblast. If you look at the Russian side, this is Donetsk People's Republic, which they have to, according to them, liberate the territory that's currently occupied by the Ukrainians, click, NATO. So let's start with the first article. We're going to try to do it in a, crescendo. So, Agence France Presse, Sunday, September 1st, 2024. Russia says repelled massive Ukrainian drone attack. Now, very interesting. You see, that's the way you report news. Russia says, or you can say Ukraine says it launched. They don't say Ukraine launched a massive attack. But when they refer to, just pay attention. Most of the times when they refer, let's say, to Ukraine, let's say, launched a massive attack, drone attack, they will say Ukraine launched a massive attack, not says. These guys say Russia claims, says, which is correct, but they don't use it on the other side. All right, so Russia said Sunday it has repelled a massive Ukrainian drone attack on energy and fuel plants in Moscow and 14 regions. So that's 15. One of the largest such strikes since the start of the 2.5-year conflict. The latest barrage saw 158 drones fired. Isn't that what they say? No, they put it like, oh, that's a fact. Most of them downed over the regions of Kursk, Bryansk, Voronezh, Belgorod, which border Ukraine. Russia's defense ministry said. I'm going to show you the map as well. Moscow mayor said that 10 drones had targeted various areas in and around the capital. One of them sparked a fire at an oil refinery within the city's limits of the sprawling capital, he said, while a coal-fired power plant near the city was also reported to have been targeted. The barrage came just days after Russia sent over 200 drones and missiles at Ukraine's energy infrastructure in one of the largest such attacks. So there is Agence France Presse, Macron telling you that, basically. UPI, all right, here it is. The same, September 1st. Russia claims, again, very correct. Russia claims 158 Ukrainian drones downed as energy power plants targeted. Russian military said Sunday 158 Ukrainian drones targeted Russia, including 2 energy facilities. They were all intercepted and destroyed. Now, okay, you like this one, right? Stand with Israel. What's this? UPI. Okay. Anyway, if you got the money, you got the attention. So what's going on? 158, the Russians claim we downed them all. But hey, the other ones say, wait a second, we have reported fires at certain facilities. We're going to discuss that. Refineries. Let's go to the next article coming from the Ukrainians themselves. Ukrainska Pravda. Record number of UAVs attack 15 oblasts of Russia. Videos. I'm not going to play the videos, but this is their evidence. Seems legit to me. The Russians reported that 158 fixed-wing UAVs attacked their oblast on the night of 31st of August, 1 September. As usual, the Russian military reported that all drones were shot down. Is it possible? It's possible. Is it probable? No, I don't think so. I mean, I would say 20% I will give you odds, let's say 20. Let's say 1 in 5. Let's say 1 in 5 that you really destroyed them all. Is it, as I said, possible? It is possible, but very highly unlikely. Why? You can have all these air defense systems everywhere for the almost 200. But hey, let's report. Correct? Correct. At night, 46 UAVs were, quote-unquote, destroyed and intercepted over the territory of Kursk Oblast, 34 over Bryansk Oblast. So let's go and go one by one. So 46 over Kursk. Kursk is right here. This is Ukraine, obviously. This is where the line of contact is. So it is Kursk. So 40 whatever, 46 was it? 46 over Kursk. Then you go 34 over Bryansk. So 34 over Bryansk, which is right, is it? Bryansk, I'm sorry, right, that was Belgorod. Bryansk right here. Next one. 28 over Voronezh. 28 over Voronezh. Okay, Voronezh. Voronezh is right here. So from here, we're going to go that way. Voronezh. Then we go to what? 14 over Belgorod. Now, that's the one that I showed you, which is south of Kursk. This right here. Then we're going to go to 2 over the city of Moscow, but they said 10 at one point. City of Moscow, or that's the region. Okay, Moscow is far, far away. Right here is Moscow. So this is the border. Then this is Moscow. Then we have 7 over Moscow Oblast, which is the surrounding Moscow right here. Next, 5 over Kaluga, 4 over Lipetsk Oblast, and 3 over Tula. Kaluga, Lipetsk, and Tula. As are some, Tula is right here, Kaluga right here, and Lipetsk right here. So all this thing was attacked by the, how do you call them, the Ukrainians or the NATO? How you want to? So all this part, including Moscow. 2 more UAVs were allegedly shot down over the territories of Tambov and Smolensk, and 1 over Oryol, Tver, and Ivanovo Oblast. So I'm getting all this Oryol right here, Smolensk right here, Tambov right here. So all this part right here. So the eastern part of Russia was attacked by Ukrainian drones, 158 if I remember correctly. And they show you some videos which I'm not going to show because YouTube doesn't like. For your own good, they protect you, and I will protect them too because of the community guidelines. All right? That is censorship. One of the night of the pop of 31 of August, 1 September, 2 thermal power plants in Moscow and Tver Oblast, as well as Moscow oil refineries, were also attacked during a large-scale drone attack. So these were attacked, 2 thermal power plants in Moscow and Tver Oblast, as well as Moscow oil refinery. All right, so we go to Tver right here, and then we got Moscow Oblast, including Moscow. So they got very, very far. When they're going to go north a little bit, they're going to get to St. Petersburg. It's coming. It's coming. Now, Ukrinform. Drones attack 2 power plants in Russia. Drones attack the Kashira and Konakovo power plants in Russia overnight. In Konakovo, the Tver region, which is the one right here, a fire broke out in the areas of local Gres power plant after an UAV attack, the Post read. And they showed you here a video. I'm not going to show the video, but obviously there are some explosions. Earlier, the Telegram. Oh my God, the Telegram is working. Why not Facebook? Why not these guys? You know why. Channel cited local residents as saying that a drone had allegedly struck the Kashira power plant in the Moscow region. So Kashira, that sounds Japanese to me, Moscow region in this area. All right, next one. BBC tells us fires at Russian energy power plants after Ukraine drone attacks. You see these guys? So they already report this as that's the way it is. How did they start here? Russia says, Russia claims. But here, fires. That's a fact right there. All right, so fires at energy power plants after Ukraine drone attack. I use this just to have some credibility because we're going to go the big liars, the Russians, right? Again, Russia Today, 1st of September 2024. Russian air defenses repel a large-scale Ukrainian drone attack. Ministry of Defense. Incoming UAVs have been shot down above more than a dozen Russian regions, the Defense Ministry said. A total of 158 drones were shot down or intercepted by electronic warfare during a large-scale Ukrainian attack on Russia territory overnight. It doesn't say they're all here, correct? They say a total, but maybe a total of 300. You know what I mean? A total of 158 drones were shot down. They didn't say as of now. I didn't read the article. Maybe they say, well, that's 100%. A total of 158. But they don't say out of how many. Here, these guys, remember, they said they shot down all of them. They, whatever I looked into before. UAVs were shot down, so that's some, over more than a dozen Russian regions, according to a statement issued by the minister on Sunday morning. And I'm quoting, maybe this guy say, during an attempt by the Kiev regime to carry out a terrorist attack using unmanned aerial vehicles, Russian air defenses eliminated, not all, they tell you how many they eliminate. They didn't tell you how many. Moscow was also the target of an attack, with 7 drones shot down over Moscow region, and 2 more above the capital itself, the statement said. According to the ministry, 8 UAVs were destroyed in Ryazan region, 5 in Kaluga region, 4 in Lipetsk region, and 3 in Tula region. I don't think these guys mentioned these ones, Kaluga, I don't hear Kaluga, and Ryazan. Kaluga is much, if I remember, to the west, I'm sorry, to the east, towards the, because I know I don't have it on this map, I think Kaluga is on that, Jesus Christ. They mentioned it. My bad. I made a confusion. I thought it was the one with Engels military air base. But let me see what else these guys say. So Moscow mayor said at least 11 drones were destroyed near or inside the capital during the Ukrainian raid. Now they're probably going to show you a UAV destroyed here in the air. But 2 UAVs were shot down. They tell the same thing. I'm trying to see if this guy said they destroyed everything. I don't find here, if I look, anything about reporting they destroyed all. Maybe somewhere, but this is the Ministry of Defense again. Let's go to the next article. Maybe they say in this Russia Today article. Russian military blocks Ukrainian drone raid on capital. Okay, this is the capital. At least 10 UAVs were intercepted while approaching the Russian capital. Russian air defenses thwarted a Ukrainian drone attack on Moscow during the night with no casualties or damage on the ground, according to the city's mayor. Okay, they're talking about Moscow now. I'm trying to see here. Reported more drones. I don't see this. This is on Russian air defenses were still engaging hostile targets. This is Sobyanin, mayor of Moscow. According to preliminary investigation, falling debris did not cause casualties or significant damage, and emergency services were working at the site. All right, they don't say that. The Russian capital located more than 500 kilometers from the drones, from the front line. Next one, Sputnik. Drone shot down near Moscow Refinery. No casualties. We already went over this. A drone was shot down near the MNPZ. There are no damages or casualties. There is no threat to MNPZ operation, he said on Telegram. A total of 9 drones that tried to attack Moscow were shot down by Sunday morning. So in Moscow they destroyed everything, it seems like. As many as 158 drones were intercepted. Again, they don't say all. They tell you how many they intercepted. Okay, and now you can say, well, it's thwarted. This was, okay, thwarted, you know. I don't know if that implies 100% or not, and it was about Moscow. Russia says, again, Reuters, they remember their good, how do you call it? Again, they are good, how do you call them? I have a problem. Journalism, that's or reporters. Reporters just report. They don't put my spin or your spin or his spin on this, all right? Or your preferences or your ideologies. So in this case, Russia says correct. But when it's going to be the Ukrainians, they will say Ukraine captured, liberated 3 settlements. Here, no. Russia says, which is correct. Russia claims it has captured 2 more settlements in East Ukraine. Just pay attention to this. Little Russia says or Russia claims, and when it's about the other ones is they really did it. My way. All right, where were we? Right here. Moscow. Russia said on Sunday its forces had captured 2 more settlements in eastern Ukraine, and Kiev top commander acknowledged his army was under heavy pressure. The Russian Defense Ministry said its units had taken, Ptyche, about 21 kilometers, 13 miles southeast of the important Ukrainian logistic hub of Pokrovsk, and were, and I'm quoting, continuing to advance deep into the enemy defenses. It said Russia has also seized Vimka, another settlement in the Donetsk region. Syrskyi said situation is difficult around Russia's main line of attack in eastern Ukraine, but that all the necessary decisions were being taken. That's one, and we're going to go to these ones from Russia, from Sputnik. Russian troops free settlements of Vyemka, Ptyche in Donetsk People's Republic. And we have a little map, and they're going to show us where. Russian forces have freed the settlements of in the Donetsk People's Republic. You see how they refer to it? Because they're liberating the People's Republic because they voted to join Russia, eliminating up to 1,000, so let's say 2,000 Ukrainian soldiers over the past 24 hours. As the result of successful actions of units of the Southern Group of Forces, the settlement of Paparapap in the DPR was liberated. Units of the Central Group of Forces actively liberated the village of Ptyche of the DPR and continue to advance deeper into the enemy's defense. And this guy's having fun. Look at me, mama, I did it. Okay, so that is, and I'm going to show you somewhere a map. It's very, so this is the city of Donetsk. I'm going to show you. All right, so this is like 45 degrees northwest, and this is a little bit like 7 degrees northeast of Donetsk. So if you go to that little situation, we're going to go on the map right here. So this is Donetsk, remember, so we go 45 that way, and we go 7 that way. So it's right here, I think we go this way. So probably this way, this is by Donetsk, 7 degrees east, northeast, and 45 northwest should be in this way. On the big scheme of things, is where the Russians advancing. Now, is it concerning to the Russians? Should be. Is this the last spasm of a fish that you just caught and you cut the head off, and you know how they flip, the last nerves that react to the pain, we think, or whatever. Could that be? And then everything is like, shuts down. Or no, this is an escalation, because so far it seems like it's going up. But, you know, sometimes it's a false alarm, bang, and then, so you never know, how things will go. But definitely, 158 drones of we don't know how many, it's a big success. And I think it was Latvia who provided, or will provide with, 5,000 drones or something like that. Now, it depends how good they are. Nevertheless, the Russians continue their defense in the Donetsk. I read an article where coming from, I think it was Reuters, reporting that Ukrainian offensive attack, how you want to go, advance in Kursk Oblast and Belgorod Oblast has been slowed down. That is, in my books, stopped. The Russians claim they stopped it, even took one village back. We'll find out. By the way, I have another piece of information here. I will mention in another video. I will make it specifically for that one. The Russians are in the process of changing their nuclear weapons use doctrine. And they say because of the American, directly they implicate the Americans, escalation in Ukraine. Good job. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you later.